So I'm not aware of that. I'll read about it.
सिलिंडर रे जो गैस मिलुଛି कोन छिले
LNG
पाइप
supplied to the houses.
पीएनजी डू यू फेवर वाटर सिस्टम
Water system. So it's not it is not possible in today's growing economy, but in the ancient time it was possible. So better it is for monetary exchange is a better.
is it possible to delink our foreign trade from dollar डीलिंग करी हमरो फॉरेन ट्रेड संभव की
Yes, sir, it is possible because dollar is a strong currency and it is accepted in most of the economies around the world. But
I am asking you the reverse. Is it possible to delink dollar? Can we replace dollar with rupee for our foreign trade?
Sir, we can take initiatives to use our currency more, but it is not possible to completely abolish the dollar usage because most of the economies are dealing the dollar according to the dollar. So we can just increase the usage of rupee, but we cannot replace dollar.
You are observing the world as it is now.
Yes.
Whether it is bipolar or multipolar or single polar.
So it is multipolar.
Multipolar.
Yes.
So then when Iran and America fought, why no other poles intervened?
So it is considered that US is a strong economy and negotiations are going on to resolve that.
That is true. That is between Iran and America.
Yes.
But other countries are affected. India is affected, China is affected, everybody, European Union is affected, everybody is affected. But why they didn't intervene? So then how can we call the world as a multipolar? It is only one polar, might is right.
Okay, Atashi, you have been schooled in Mother's Public School, Bhubaneswar.
One of the best school in Bhubaneswar.
Can you make a sentence using the concept mother? One sentence related to mother, your mother.
So the empathetic nature I have inherited from my mother, and I believe that I can use that in my future options in administration and policy.
Okay, very good, Atashi. I was going through your CIF. Notice that you have given first option to OFS, second OTAS, third is OS.
Yes.
What is the reason behind it? Generally, student opt OS as first option. But
Actually, you have given like this.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
OTAS is class 2,
Yes.
OIS is class 1.
OFS is her first option.
No.
is-
OPSC class 1. Suppose
Okay. Let me.
how come it is?
She has given. No, I know what is the reason. She wants to be posted only in Bhubaneswar. Okay, tell me why.
So I am my honors is economics, and I am more interested in policy making relating to finance. And I believe that finance is the mother of governance. If we the policy making is not good and we are not able to take the the local needs, then there will be leakages and corruption in the last mile delivery of services.
Okay, so if you have such type of tremendous attachment with economics, you could have gone for Indian economic services. Why this one? You could have opted for Indian economic services.
Even sir, sociology optional.
Yeah.
Ultimately, your budget is controlled by the
Okay.
Minister of Finance, that is Finance Secretary, who belongs to IS cadre, not your.
Atashi, I see there is an oxymoron in your approach. Oxymoron, you know?
Yes.
Okay, because you have tremendous attachment for economics and you have opted sociology as your optional. Why?
Sir, I believe economics and sociology are complementary to each other,
Okay.
and all the social issues Start because the root is economy.
Yeah.
For example, we can take the case of dowry.
Uh-huh.
Because women are not financially independent, they do not have a say in their decision making and
Yeah.
in the domestic sphere.
Yeah.
So I believe that economics leads to the problem, whereas the sociology helps to understand the society and
Yeah.
come up with solutions accordingly.
Okay, can you tell us, there is a scheme floated by government of Odisha whose objective is to bring financial independence among the women of Odisha. Can you name the name of the scheme?
So Subhadra Yojana.
Subhadra Yojana. Yes. I personally feel, this is my personal view, the glory of Subhadra Yojana in Odisha is the story of spectacular achievement, but or as well as conspicuous failure. Do you agree with my point of view?
So we can
Repeat.
So we can say that like cash-based dispersal can lead to leakages, but when women are given the money, so they are in a more capable position to think how can they use it. It is like a short-term loan given to women, whereas we can also come up with initiatives which are more on investment, entrepreneurship, which can complement the Subhadra Yojana.
Yeah. Okay.
It is not a loan, it is a grant.
Grants.
Being a student of sociology,
Yes.
what do you mean by modernization of tradition?
So modernization of tradition leads to like we are Indian society, which has been like some ancient, but when the forces of modernity from different parts of the world affect India, it leads to modernization. For example, the marriage institution in India was more or less based on the aims, which was like dharma, praja, rati, but now the aim is changing and we are coming up with more and more forms of marriages and the changes.
That
For
is
example,
modernization of tradition.
yes.
Then what? How is it different from traditionalization of modernity? Traditionalization of modernity.
So when in the modern space, when we have some traditions attached, for example, in when we are approaching to more advances, but we are also not leaving the marriage, the ritual. We follow the ritual. So it is basically, I believe, that modernization of.
So while a space scientist is carrying Srimad Bhagavad Gita or Bible in hand with spacecraft to space, is it a modernization of tradition or traditionalization of modernity?
It is traditionalization.
Traditionalization of modernity.
Yes.
Okay. So suppose you are district collector of a particular district in Odisha, and what happened one day, a senior citizen reached you, and he had some problem and you helped him in redressing his grievances by breaking the law. So you broke the law and helped him. Will you feel dignified? Will you feel that you have done the right thing?
So according to the procedures,
Yeah.
I may have breached that, but I believe if for some good things to happen, if I am breaching the rules, then I am being more empathetic and it is a citizen-centric governance.
But it will promote lawlessness finally, because if every officer, OS officer, IS officer, they break the law just to help the as public, that means obviously they are not respecting law. They don't have respect for constitution. They are blatantly lacking constitutional morality, because source of all law is constitution. And while our officers like IS and OS officers are breaking law just to help the public, they are proliferating lawlessness in the state.
So for that we can create awareness among the people, so that we could see.
How can you, being the collector, you are breaking the law, and how can you promote consciousness, awareness among the people? You yourself breaking the law.
I would not categorize it as breaking the law, because I'm being empathetic. If I'm not
Okay.
being, then it is bureaucratic apathy. So I believe that through different mechanisms, decentralization, I can come up with some initiatives to help the poor, the vulnerable
To
section.
help the poor, you can skip the procedure, but you cannot skip the rule.
Okay.
Remember it.
Okay,
You can't
so
bypass rule.
Atashi, you are a student of economics and also you have opted sociology. You know, India is not a communist country, but still then our economy is called a democratic socialism. You know, particularly in communist countries, the pattern of governance is communism and economy is socialism. But India's economy, why it is called democratic socialism though we don't have a communist pattern of governance?
It is because we follow a mixed pattern of society where the government sector is working for the welfare of the society, and
Yeah.
for more efficiency the private sector also involves. So we call that as democratic socialism because we are more oriented towards the welfare of the people.
Okay, there is a popular saying that it is not your aptitude, rather it is your attitude that will decide your altitude. What is the meaning of this statement?
So attitude is the intellectual abilities, like the natural inheritance that we have, but attitude is how we react to the situation.
Yeah.
So we may have the highest caliber of intelligence, but if we are not empathetic enough to serve the people, then it is it comes as a failure. So when we have the aptitude as well as we are having a good attitude, it leads to a more better position.
Okay, but two candidates have reached near you. One person is having strong positive attitude, but he doesn't have aptitude, good aptitude. Another candidate is having but a great aptitude, okay, and no attitude, no positive attitude, rather negative attitude. Out of the two, whom you would select for a job in your office?
So firstly, I would train them to.
No, first you have to select, then you have to train.
Sir, I would select the one with good attitude.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So I have to say you are from Bhubaneswar, right?
Yes.
In the recent past, like we have seen in 2025 winter and also in the beginning of 2026, especially when it comes to the end of December and starting of January, Bhubaneswar is now coming under the grip of population, that is pollution. So this year also Bhubaneswar remained top 3 most polluted city in the country. And back to back 2025, 2026, the cycle is repeating to become the top most polluted city. What exactly the reason?
So it is because of the population. As the population is growing, the number of private vehicles are also increasing, and as it is based on the petroleum, we are not much transitioning into the electrical vehicles. So that can be the reason for the increasing pollution.
That can be the reason, but the study says that the petrol engines, all those cars there out on the road, they are contributing only 2 to 5% of the total pollutant. Then from where the other pollutants is coming?
From industries.
And we don't have industry in our cities.
I'm not aware of that.
That was very generic. Okay, we will discuss on that. Recently, the Kudamkulam nuclear power plant that has achieved the critical phase. What exactly means the critical phase in a nuclear power plant?
I'm unable to recall that. I will read about it.
The sixth schedule is also in the news, and some region of India they have been demanding that we must be add or be given that provision. So why these peoples are demanding for the sixth schedule?
So the demand has come from Ladakh region. It is because it was given the union territory status, and they are also demanding for the legislative assembly as they have their own culture and they want to preserve that. The demand is coming from that.
So that means you means being a UT, that culture would not be preserved.
So I'm not saying that, but they have their own culture. They need some localization. So they want to rule themselves. But the central thing becomes very rigid and it becomes delayed.
So which one you will prefer? Like, should you give them 6 schedules?
It also has some drawbacks. So
Which one? Drawbacks means what?
so there has to be constitutional amendment. Then
Constitutional amendment is required, is it?
yes.
Okay. Then if, let's say, we will amend the constitution and we will allow the Ladakh to include into the 6th schedule, right, of Indian constitution. Do you think that government will do that?
Government. So it
Then why government is not doing that? They will have vote bank, they will have people will support BJP, but they are not doing.
I have to read about it.
Development versus nature. Which one you will prefer?
I would prefer a balance between development
How?
and nature.
Let's say seasonally incident that the nature will be destroyed and then the peoples are protesting. So what would be the middle path?
The middle path will be a consensus oriented approach by consulting the people and then coming up with policies which are sustainable.
What policy is there for the system?
So
Any
we
policy?
can come with a green infrastructure and
So
sustainable.
mining is always lead to the pollution. Then what kind of green infrastructure it will lead to have? They are going to have open cast mining there because of what? Manganese, bauxite. Bauxite, basically this region is known for the bauxite. And how do you ensure that sustainable development? How, from where it becomes?
I have to read it.
Okay, last questions. Do you think that marital rape should be criminalized in India?
So I believe marital rape should be criminalized in India because the bodily autonomy of women is affected. So criminalizing it will give some freedom and liberty to women.
Then what will happen to the marriage as an institution?
Marriage as an institution has never promoted marital rape.
No, I'm not saying promoted. I'm saying what will happen to that. That means the peoples, they will have scared for the marriage, and the marriage as a holy institute that may get diluted.
So it won't be diluted when we are taking an initiative for something positive. The institution of marriage will remain intact. It can lead to some evolvement or change of that, but not diluting of marriage as an
Atashi,
institution.
is there any possibility of this marital rape, that provision being misused and abused also?
Yes.
Then in that case, what would happen to marital institution? People would feel scared to marry, because if there is a possibility of misuse and gross abuse of that provision, people will feel scared to marry. So obviously it would affect marital institution in the country. Yes or no? Yeah, just.
But every law has some misuse, like misuse.
No, you have to give a balance, because this is, when we have a knife, it is having both. That means, so marital rape is like a dual sword, both edged sword, right? It will have some positive and negative as well. Okay, thank you.
तो सी देखुली केतेटा इम्प्रूवमेंट रो आवश्यकता अछि. whenever you are answering to one panelist, have also eye contact with other two panelists. Give 60% attention to the panelist who is asking you question, remaining 40% to other.
तापरे आपण माने सार जोटा ऑब्जर्व करछन ठीक करछन मु भी सेम आल्सो आई डिड. मतलब जेतेबेले सार पचारछन क्वेश्चन सार को अनेक आंसर दियो, बट क्वेश्चन पचरला परे आउ गोटे क्वेश्चन पचरिबे सर, सेही भितर यू कैन हैव ए शॉर्ट ग्लांस. सर
अच्छे जिनस जो टाइप आंसर दौच स्वीपिंग जजमेंट को जाओनी देखिए. ऑब्वियसली इट इज ए डिबेटेबल टॉपिक. आई पर्सनली फील दिस, बट द वे आई थिंक that may not be the absolute way of thinking. Other people may gracefully disagree also with my point of view. Eta कहले obviously you are reflecting a democratic sentiment and mentality. Okay, then absolute हमें दबानी आंसर.
नहीं नहीं, सी जिन जोड़ा कहले marital rape,
हाँ हाँ
it is undermining
हाँ हाँ
the institution of marriage.
marriage.
Marital rape is undermining the institution of it.
हाँ
As well as if we enforce a law,
हाँ हाँ
that is also undermining.
हाँ because by getting married nobody has got the consent that without the consent of other person he or she would establish sexual union. That is also affecting the bodily autonomy. But at the same time, if the law is enforced, that would also affect the very structure of marriage. So it's a debatable topic. It is just like a double-edged sword. Yeah. सेटा कहले टिके मैच्योरिटी आसीबो नले एटा टिके बेसी इमोशनलिज्म हो जाउछ बिकॉज़ आई एम ए लेडी एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द लेडीज आर द विक्टिम्स ऑफ मैरिटल रेप आई एम जस्ट शोइंग इमोशनल सपोर्ट
तो एटा जले कहूछ इन माय पर्सनल ओपिनियन कहबो
पर्सनल ओपिनियन कहि दले बेटर आई पर्सनली थिंक दिस इज द वे बट वी लिव इन ए डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री दिस इज माय वे ऑफ थिंकिंग बट आई एक्सपेक्ट other people not to also agree with my point of view. I have respect to their point of view. And maturity asibo je you are an administrator, you consider every aspect of social problem, you are not getting emotionally engaged or involved with an issue because you belong to a particular gender. ठीक अछि भलो अब इंटरव्यू पर्सनालिटी भलो अछि
फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट रे माने प्रथम थर परीक्षा देथला प्रथम थर अटेम्प्ट
भलो स्टूडेंट
सब केम देजी जीएस स्टूडेंट
देखले तो ठीक था जीएस 3 टिके करेक्ट देथला
जदी ऑप्शनल ले भलो मार्क थिबो इंग्लिश हेसरे भलो मार्क थिबो एथिक्स पेपर रे भलो मार्क थिबो इंटरव्यू तो भलो तमे करियो भलो रैंक रे पाइबो तमे ओके हां
थैंक यू
तो